First thing first, got to dig into the sewer point, dig up the sewer, and then we've got to mark all that out. I've got to dig the edge beam across the wall first because we won't be able to access that later after we do the sewer. So sewer point's been located, and we've redone the riser, which will bring above ground until we have to cut it down at a later date. Redone the 45. This is a reflux valve, so it's a non-return sewer mains. Just in case the sewer blocks up, we put a reflux valve in, which that needs to also get brought up to ground level. Because our entire bottom basement here is actually, we're not allowed to dig into the easement. My sewer, if I was to put an ORG, which is an overflow relief gully, in this corner, we wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't have anywhere to run because I won't get my distances from 150mm from top of slab downwards, and there's nowhere for it to run away from. So we replace an ORG with a reflux valve. And then you can see here, blue lines are marked. We've got to put an IO here just before it enters the slab. Then we need to dig out all these blue lines. So over here we've got a stack for upstairs. I'll have another IO here on the corner. Then we've got another stack for our ensuite upstairs as well. Then in here we can see, which I've already started digging, is my service line for upstairs for all the bathrooms and everything upstairs. And then I've got a downstairs sink, shower, basin, bath, and over there is a toilet. So always use, after you've cut all your lengths and when you do your 45s, underneath you need at least 50mm of rock underneath your sewer when you're going down your line. A bit of cleaning fluid in every single join, including on the pipe and inside the fittings. I've already cleaned that one. When we go to do our branches, we can go a little bit overfall when it comes to so you can do the branch up, you get it close, get your level and a branch. Make sure you get your, so when that's sitting on there, that'll give you a decent amount of fall, which should give this a bit more. So that should be over level there, and then when this is sitting on level, because these are an 88, yeah, 88 degrees, so which means they allow for the fall, and then that allows for it to go straight up and down. So once you've got that. So the main reason I'm working my way around the outside and working my way back in is because all three sides of the buried thin cell, so this side, the main retaining wall side, and that far side, all of them have a 1.8 from the back of the din cell, have a 1.8 metre, which is about that distance there, of 250mm thick concrete to support the beam and to support the actual din cell structural wall. You know, I said I was going to show you the ups and the downs of this build. Well, yep, dug straight through my pipe. Someone's going to have to ring the plumber.
Yes, I am the plumber. Been running a plumbing business for more than 20 years. Some spaz forgot to dig the support beams with the excavator. Great fun by hand.
Picking up my slab mate today. This is under slab insulation. Hopefully we get back the hour drive home without anything falling off. So we just got our takeoffs back from AKZ, who is our supplier of our reinforced steel for our under slab and all the Rio that's going through the walls. You can see here it's got a full specification on what is allowed and what's not allowed. Naturally, they've highlighted all the sections for your different things. So naturally we don't have any Rio in all the pier holes, but what we do have is all these different sizes. So you got different size mesh in here, you've got your Dincel walls in a different color here, you've got IB2 type beams, so that's all specified on here. So you can see here's your footing schedule, like even here, so EB2, which is an edge beam, width is 500mm, depth is 500mm, and then it gives you all your sizes and everything like that from your engineer. So when you get your takeoffs back, you need to double check, make sure all these thicknesses, all your beams and all that are all the right sizes and everything like that, and then you've got all your details built into here, so you can go through everything, make sure it's all right before you go ahead and place the order. When you get your engineering back as well, you'll get a sheet like this one as well, which will give you details of your outside beams, etc. So how you join your corners in, your internal beams. Then you can see here you got like pier holes and your jump down beams, your takeoffs for that. These are the downstairs basement, so you can see here's a 6-bar bottom trench mesh, so that'll go across the bottom, and then we have what they call starter bars, which come across and come up out of the slab itself, out of that bottom footing, which this is the main support across here. That'll come up, and this is the Dincel wall. It comes up the wall, then it comes across, which is this is your internal slab here. Now you can see that on the inside here, that's my stud wall. So you can see that's kind of your layout of what we'll be looking at for all the downstairs. So this is all the downstairs basement up here. So that is a different profile that goes around the outside here, which is all getting buried. South wall elevation, you can see here, these are our portal frame spacings up here above. This is our downstairs basement slab. You can see here where it goes outside external beam, 250mm thick concrete through the slab through that section. Then you got your 2 internal beams and then another external padding on the outside. So that elevation, you can see here that this hole here is getting backfilled up against the Dincel wall here, and then you got your stud frame, 200mm Dincel wall, and that's all backfilled with rock. And then you've got a drainage pipe that sits at the bottom of that Dincel wall over the top of the footing, which we will seal and waterproof membrane all the way up across the base there. This here is a pier hole which we can't dig and drill and fill full of concrete until after that whole bottom basement is all backfilled and compacted around that basement wall. As you can see here, I've started from one corner here, and I've put a marker up against there, which was a picket that I had before. I always start from one corner. So this is the bottom of the rebate. So this is on those four sides. You've had to work out according to the engineering, which has got a 400mm rebate, and it's that big because we've got a dincel wall, which is the core-filled concrete wall going across, that sits nearly hard against the rebate, allowing for a bit of give and take. And then you've got a platform that sits on top of the outside that goes in the buried section of the walls, and that's because we're going to run an aggie line over the top of that section or around the entire base. So today we're working out where our starter bars are going. So these are the starter bars here, which this is what comes up into the dincel. So this rebate here is the top of the slab height. Dincel wall will be going down into the rebate against that wall there, which is right on the edge. So right down and sit onto that rebate that sits 150mm below slab level. So this is our starter bars. So these sit down on the bottom like that. The walls will come down, sit over the top of those starter bars like that. Then what we do, they'll all tie to there, and once all that's all concreted, well, that's also what we will be setting up today is these Z bars. They tie into there, which hold up the top mesh that comes across the entire lot. And then we've got these bars as well, which tie and sit up like that. They sit over the top of all this as well, that sit on their own lot of chairs, and then we've got a whole heap of 12mm bar to go across the entire lot. So all of those bars have got to go in. There's over 270 of these to go in. There's over 270 of those to go in, and these weird shaped other bars go all the way around the three sides that are getting buried into the 250mm deep slab section. So got some Rio to put in.
Yeah, so I'm moving 250 odd Rio bars today. Woohoo!
So this is me timing out for the Sunday night. A few big days. Thank you to Ashley for yesterday giving me a hand, get all the plastic and everything down. That is an impossible job with just one person. So it's very handy to have him, and with previous experience in concreting and slab prep before, so that was really handy. So yeah, we got the rain coming over the weekend, over the Sunday night, and a couple of days this week before we pour. So hopefully my next message is not about too much badness, but let's see how we go. A bit anxious, to be honest, but we'll sleep well tonight, I reckon. Pretty tired, so touch base back in soon. Have a good time, guys, and fingers crossed for me. So we're starting to get a bit of a look at what it's going to look like. We are expecting up to 20 mil of rain tonight, so naturally we're going to do a packet down. Plastic and what I've done so far in the Rio and everything's all happened just over this Saturday, Sunday, so work through the weekend. You can see that all the starter bars are all back in here. You can get a bit of an idea on how much mesh has still got to come in here. So these here, I like described before, you got your Zs, then you got your starter bars that come up the outside there that the din cell will come over. Then we've got basically a homemade mesh system out of full 12 mil. It comes down and into that weird section there. And then we got high chairs that'll come up to here that'll tie in with the top mesh that comes all the way out to over here on top of that. So it's double mesh all the way through this exterior. Well, an hour and a half into my starter bars. I'll show you a little bit of how I'm doing it. Get the starter bar, got to run a top board across this top blade that I can tie to. We'll cut all these off after the slab's all finished. So we got marks at every 150 mil all the way along the top board. So we just sit that into position. Makita tie gun. I tell you what, this is probably going to save me about a week of tiring. You could imagine doing all these without a tie gun would be literally impossible. So tie it top, line it up with your, make sure you're aligned with your mark. Tie it bottom. Bottom, 2 ties on the bottom, keep it fairly sturdy. So you can see that they're all, like, they move a little bit, but as long as they're pretty close for the din cell walls to slide over the top of. So then you just keep moving your way along. Keep it fairly straight. Well, it's a nice morning, but we did have a bit of rain last night. Travel buddies are the best. Oh, lamb ragu pasta for lunch. Oh yeah, that's where it's at. So now, today, what we're going to try and do is all the Zs. So the Zs. If you're wondering what that sound is, yes, that's me in the digital waiting room, waiting for my oncologist today. I've got follow-up consultations through telehealth for naturally brain surgery in 2024 for an awake craniotomy. Naturally, I've got to have follow-ups and tests and all that kind of stuff in the middle of the build. So MRIs, blood tests to add to the extra strain on the 2-year build time. So we've got all the pads all ready to go. We just had a sun shower, just went past us. Well, the rains have definitely come in. Everything's all sticky clay. I'm just showing you while it's lighter. This is real world reality here. All the trenches are starting to fill up again after I pumped them all out. But at least all the Rio's on. I've got to fill out the corners. Oh, that was a lot of lightning. Oh well, still achieved a lot in the last few days. The bottom of the trenches shouldn't be compromised, so that's at least one good positive. It's just really wet. We just got to pump it all out tomorrow morning before we pour on Thursday, so there we go. But I'm satched. Got old mate working over here. Lovely. A lot more to come yet. I might even be out here until midnight with a head torch on later. Just to keep pumping it out so it doesn't fill up too high. Yeah, it should be right. Trenches are all fairly full of water. Positive is, doesn't look like we've had any cave-ins. Pour day tomorrow. Unbelievable, she actually passed the building inspection. Well, it's the morning of concrete pouring day. Concrete is here, pumps here. All correct. Once again, thanks for watching, everyone. I really enjoy getting these videos out to everyone to hopefully learn something and enjoy the future of my build and get some inspiration through into their own lives. Stick around for the next episode so that we can build these Dincel walls, which are the core filled walls building our basement up. I cannot wait to share it with you. This is some exciting stuff, and this is such a great product. I hope to see you all and hear from you soon. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a good one, everyone.